Hello, I'm making a video about centering clay. I wanted to share my advice on how to center. So I thought I'd start off trying to demonstrate some of the mistakes people might make. One of them probably is if you had a lot of water on your wheel and then you try and fix the ball on the wheel. It's just not going to stick. So really I don't use any water at all. If the clay doesn't stick to your wheel when you put it on there, chances are the clay's probably too dry to actually throw with properly anyway. So start with a dry wheel, that's number one. Number two is if you've not kneaded your clay properly and maybe you've got like folds in it or something like that, and you put it on and then you make something pretend I've centered that and made a pot, and then you wire it off and you end up with a big hole in the bottom, or a line maybe, or something, which isn't very good. So always make sure you knead up the clay properly. And the main thing is that you've got a smooth bottom. I'll just dry my hands off. So you see I just threw one there. There'd be nothing wrong really with throwing another pot on top of there if it was a flat lump of clay, but I'll just get rid of that for now. So starting with a dry wheel, and you've got a nicely kneaded lump of clay and a smooth base, which is going to end up with a flat pot on the bottom. Put it in the middle. You don't need to throw it down really if you're not a great throw. Just make sure it's somewhere roughly in the middle. And then what you can do is actually, before you add any water, just whack it into roughly the middle. And then I'm gonna show you one of the problems I think people have is if, say it was maybe that sort of a shape, and then they start trying to put it in the middle and the hands just go round and round and round like this. The thing to overcome that really is anchor your arm on the wheel head, and you just really have to use force and push it in one direction. I mean, if you push it in at some point, say if I just push it in here, the clay goes upwards or downwards if there's nothing to stop it. So this bit where my finger is pretty much centered really, but obviously these bits are not. So I think the mental problem you have to get over is that you're not trying to work in 3 dimensions. You're not trying to get this whole object into the middle from all directions. If you think about it, if you just push it at one place towards the middle and you stop it going downwards this way or upwards, then it should go in the centre. I've messed this bit up a bit, but there I was just pushing with 2 hands towards the wall over there, and that is pretty much centred at the moment. It's not a very great shape to be centred, but if I do it again and I put these fingers right down on the wheel and I smooth the top with this hand, it should look a bit better. So that's pretty much centered. Good practice is normally though to cone up the clay to make sure all the clay particles are aligned nicely. So just lost my sponge, hang on. So normally once you've just thrown the clay in the middle, cone it up into a nice cone shape, not a rubbish one, something like that, and then push it down again. And then normally when I'm pushing it down, I'll try and leave a bit of an indent on the top, so that the next stage when you're opening it up, you've got a nice place for your fingers or your thumbs, however you do it, to push down into, and it won't wobble about and get the clay uncentered again. And then the last stage, often I just take my thumb there and clean off the base so that you've got a nice shape to work with. When you start pulling, there's no really soft clay at the bottom there. That's about it really. I'm just going to cover centering in this video, maybe do some other stages later on. So I think that's it. The only other thing I'd say is, if you're having trouble, say it's gone out of centre and you're trying to centre it again and you can't get it, and you keep working with the clay a lot, eventually all the very fine particles of the clay will wash away into the slip tray, and you'll be left with very gritty lump of clay here, which is worked with. So if you're getting that, it takes quite a long time to end up with gritty clay, but if you do get there, you just have to probably cut it off and start again really. That's all I can think of for now, so leave a comment below if you've got any questions. Bye for now.